Hey guys, it's Eric here at Farpoint Restorations and Repairs. Today we're taking a look at another scan tool. This one is the Topdon VeriDiag X800, and it is a Bluetooth dongle instead of a corded unit. Big upgrade from the last one of these Topdon units I looked at. Let's go ahead. I'm going to pop it out of the box real quick, just show you the case, and then we'll get closer in, take a look at the unit, and of course I'll take it out to a car and let you know what you can expect out of this tool. It does come in a soft, like semi-rigid blow molded case. Main unit itself right there. I like that. It's got a little spot for the, so we can't lose it. That's actually, I like that. All right, and then there's some connectors here. I'll go through all that, but let's get it closer to the table and take a look. All right, so here's what comes in the package. Nice wall wart here with a foldable blade. It's kind of interesting. And USB-C, USB-C to USB-C charging. The main unit is pretty sweet. So we have an I/O port up here. I'll go ahead and pop that open if I can with my fingers. All right, so up here we have our I/O port, charging, and a USB regular connector there for probably transferring files, I'd imagine, and possibly doing updates. Power button up here as well. The unit has like this hand here, so you can hold on to it. It does not have a fold out, so you won't be resting this on the steering wheel, which is unfortunate. I do love that feature. I do like this, where we have our little Bluetooth here, and it locks in place, which would allow that to recharge, I'd imagine, as well. And there's the information on the back for you. I'm sure there's some setup here, but let's go ahead and turn it on. All right, so we've got it all updated and registered. 2 years of free updates on this. So this one will expire in April of 2028. There's tons of updates, but I just went ahead and updated it for the car we're going to be playing with today. But let's take a look at the home screen. We don't have anything else going on. One thing I noticed about this kind of screen is a bit of a scam. The screen looks like it goes to the edge, but as you can see, it's actually quite a bit smaller. It doesn't extend to the edges there. Just something for you to know. Let's go in here, user info. We have firmware, system, and so on and so forth there. Profile, you can set it up. Give yourself a, I've got my email and change password, stuff like that. Order management, let's get in there. And you can, this is where you're gonna buy updates. Right, so we don't have anything available right now. Settings, this is where we get into like the system settings. This of course is, basically an Android unit here. So time and day we can change. Storage, let's take a look at storage and see how much it gave us here as far as hard drive space. Let's see. Total system space looks to be about 64 gig in total. And you can see what it's been split up into right now. So about half of that remaining. File manager, unit and preferences. What do we want to have? Do we want to change this? Do we want fault code display, favorite model, upgrade, reminder? Things like that are all available in there. And we're going to leave it at metric. Change your language if you need to as well. Right. Customer management, we have a customer database built in. And I'm sorry if you can't see this very well. It doesn't sit right because it has that oblong shape. There's no way to make this sit that it doesn't kind of want to flop around. But hopefully you'll be able to catch most of what I'm putting here. Add customer in there. I'm not going to do that right now. Shop info, I can add in my shop stuff. So when I send emails to customers through this, like diagnostic reports, that's pretty cool. And then rights inquiry as well. All right, library would be our diagnostic codes. Updates, there are a bunch. I did update the auto VIN search and the Mitsubishi software, but that's about all. And there's tons. Pretty much every manufacturer that you're interested in is right here and looking at it, right? Okay, we have feedback. If you have an issue, software is broken, stuff like that, that's where you go to make a change there. Mall would be to add features to this. I'm not sure that anything is available, but we'll take a look. We do have access to Gateway for Renault, Volkswagen, and software packages. So that's pretty much what we have. History would be our history of our vehicles. And then these three we will get into in the car, which is where I'm going to head to right now. Let's do it. All right, here we are in the car. A couple other little things that I've noticed here. It's a little hard because it's gonna, every time I push a button, it's probably gonna drop. This handle is on the left-hand side, which takes out of account the fact that the majority of mechanics are left-handed. Bet you didn't know that, but it's true. I've worked at shops where every single mechanic was left-handed. It's something about us. So that's not very nice, but it still works. Let's get into diagnostics, and we'll scroll down to the Mitsubishi. And you can see there's a ton of different things available here for this car. And I've got it plugged in, so let's see if we can do an auto diag. We'll go ahead and hit read. And it read the car, no problem. I'm sorry, I pressed that button again accidentally. It's in there, so we'll hit confirm. And it wants to know which engine code I have. It is this one, unfortunately. And we got a Mitsubishi Mirage 2018, 1.2 liter, and it is okay. Auto scan is going to give us an idea of what we got going on here. And so it's going to take a look at all the available systems. You can see it going through that right now. And so this is an all system scanner, which is nice. And there we go, right? We have no codes in any system, but it does seem to have gone in and talked to every system on there. I can create a report. Here's my vehicle. I can enter my mileage in. This is a pre-scan. And we can hit confirm. And there it is. Look at that. There's a QR code for the customer. And here's our summary of what happened. And I can save that. And then if I wanted to, I could send that to a customer, email it to them by hitting the share button, right? Do I want a PDF? Do I want to email it, right? Pretty cool, isn't it? All right, well, let's get into some systems. Multi-port fuel injection, let's do that. And we're not going to read, but let's take a look at our data stream. And it's a little hard for me to hit the gas, but okay, that's pretty snappy, right? And we can hit a few of these, and then we can, let's see here, what we want. Do we want to have that as a graph? We can change it over. Right, so we can get that back out of there. Let's get back into the data stream here one more time here and check that out. And let's hit a few of these. Okay, and we can record it. So if we're going for a test drive, we can have that as a recording and then come back and play it back. Right, and we got our date code there. We can change that to anything we want, which is a very nice feature if you're going to be driving these things alone, I will say. And then when we just want to see those, you're going to get a little snappier return time, but you can see that as well, and we can go back and record that as well. Also, we can do a report on that as well, which is really neat. Okay, we can, I can't do any active tests since the vehicle is running, but radiator fan, vent solenoid, injector, fuel pump, purge control, timing, AC relay, and oil control valve. So quite a bit of bidirectional controls here. Special functions, learned value reset, starter counter writing, starter counter initialization, and learned value reset manual settings. Really neat. All right, so that is your ECM. Let's get into some of the other stuff here. Anti-lock, no, we don't want to play. I'm wondering if we have, yeah, let's take a look at meter. All right, we can get into the data stream there, and you can see fuel gauge, fuel test, odometer reading, power source voltage. Those are the things we have, but you can see we're getting our results there. Kind of curious if we can make the speedometer bounce, the tach bounce, the illumination change, or the fuel gauge bounce. And special functions, I can reset my service minder, which I will do right now, as a matter of fact. And so that's reset. Okay, let's see. What else could we play with? On condition maintenance. That one's a new one to me. I'm not sure what that's supposed to stand for. But let's take a look. No special functions there. But let's take a look what that is. Oh, okay. Do we have somebody sitting in the passenger seat? If I press down on the passenger seat, that should bolt. Cool. That's good. All right. And I guess we'll wrap it up with e-tax. Let's take a look at that. Data stream here. Driver's door switches, so you can see the locks cycling. and a whole bunch of things. So if you were going to do diagnostics with this, you could easily, you know, hey, is the hazard working? You press the hazard, does it come on? If it doesn't, we know we got problems. Steering lock switch, ignition switch, battery voltage, rear switches, headlight. Right, I can turn that off. I can do high beams. Right, I can do fog lights, I'm sure. Let's turn those on too. Yep. Yeah, fog lamp on. Right, so we're checking all that stuff. Could beep the horn, but I won't do that to my neighbors. Hood switch. I mean, that's pretty good. Actually, I'm really happy with that. That's pretty deep bi-directional controls there as far as that goes. Customization reset. I don't want to do that because I have customized this a bit, but give you an idea of what's going on there. All right, let's back out of there. I do want to show you here hot functions on this vehicle in general. Oil light, throttle reset, SAS reset, ABS bleeding, seat calibration, and immobilizer keys and start-stop reset. I don't believe this has a seat calibration, but we can take a look at it real quick. Yeah, I was going to say this model does not come with that. That's not a scan tool issue. That's a problem with the they cheaped out on that for Mitsubishi. All right, we're going to get out of this. All right, and get out of this. And we also have generic OBD2 we can get into. This sometimes is helpful as far as how many readiness codes have reset, that kind of stuff. I'll get in there real quick here and do that. And then we'll take a look at special functions in general, and we'll wrap it up. Right, so we got into the general OBD2. Let's check engine lights off, no codes. Monitors that are not available, good. Monitors that are okay, all of them. No incomplete, that's a nice thing. And the protocol there. So that's like your, oh boy, I have my readiness stuff just on board there. You can also force some tests to happen as far as EVAPs, and it gives you some information on the vehicle as well. All right, let's get out of that. And let's take a look at those maintenance minders. And overall, here's what we got. Oil, throttle, electric parking brake, steering reset, ABS, DPF, BMS, injector, tire pressure monitoring, airbags, sunroof, seats, windows, suspension, AdBlue, air fuel sensor, NOx sensor, NOx sensor, not knock. Auto start on and off. Look at that. I got a lot of requested tools. Will it turn off the auto stop? Automatic adjustable lights, gear relearns, language relearns, transport mode, gearbox, EGR, immobilizer, water pump, tire, power balance, VGT, odometer, ACC, AC, rain light monitoring, and motor angle. So these are obviously not all available on my little Mitsubishi Mirage. This is a very basic car, but depending on the model you have, if these things are available, this thing should be able to do it. That's really nice. Okay, well, I don't know what else I can show you on this. I guess you have volume control, screen record, you can take some screenshots, and you can flip it on end. It's nice, it's nice. Battery life is listed, obviously. Bluetooth, battery voltage for the main unit is also there. And there's nothing else going on. So, let's talk about it. Overall, do I like it? I do. Topdon puts out some pretty nice stuff. They're usually at the trade shows when I go, which is cool. And they're nice guys over there when they're talking to them. Is this a pro level tool? Yeah, it is bordering on it. It's not going to be able to do programming for you, but you saw how much bidirectional control stuff there was. And that's pretty nice features to have. The only things I'm going to ding this on, and I am going to ding it on this, is this being left-handed. Okay, so I have to use my right hand to use this. And like I said, a lot of mechanics lefties. Matter of fact, far more than right-handed. And then lastly, I'm going to ding it on this screen size because you would think this would fill the whole screen, but it doesn't come close. And I'm not sure if that's a error with the software or what's going on with that, because it does look like it should. But then you pull down, and like you see there, even in the OS, which you can't really get into, it's a locked system, so I don't know what version of Android it is, but it exists. It's just a little tough to see for a guy my age. A little harder to see. I'm an old man, you know how it is. But it's updated to the last newest thing, so I assume that it's got it all. I don't know. Okay, my friends, I guess I'll leave it at that. I'll leave a link to where you can get it, and I will wait. You know what else I need to show you? That's what I need to show you. There is your Bluetooth dongle. Forgot to show you that. And that just slides up in there, which is really cool. All right, I'll leave a link, and I will see you next time, my friends. Take care.